For all my Penelope loving friends out there, Penelope just released their newest whiskey of 2024, and that is the Penelope Tokaji. This is the second batch of this. It is 8 years old. The first one was 6 years old. This one comes in at 106 proof. It's a release in the Cooper series. You know, they have the rosé finish, they have the Rio. So this is the Penelope Tokaji. Yes, that's how you say it, according to the internet.
Tokaji.
So this one is a straight rye whiskey, a 95.5 rye, so a 95% rye, 5% malted barley, finished in Tokaji wine casks. Now, is it worth the $90? Should you be running out to the store to grab one of these bottles? Well, I'm about to tell you my thoughts on it. And shout out to Penelope. They did send me the bottle to review on this one. Well, they didn't say I had to review it, but I'm reviewing it, and that is not going to sway my thoughts. Like always, I'm going to give you an honest and open review. I'm going to tell you the truth because, well, what else is there? I'm going to tell you the truth. Here we go. Let's dive in. Cheers to you. If you have not hit that subscribe button yet, be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on Penelope's lineup. They've got a great lineup. They have so many good releases all the time. There's so many I get excited about. I'm especially excited for this one because I really did like the last release. Now let's dive in and see what this one's got for us. Cheers to you. Here we go. All right, I'm on the nose. Wow, by the way, this thing is super freaking dark. Like, that is one dark little sucker. Whoa, baby. That is really dark. All right, so let's smell it. On the nose, it is like a very, very vibrant nose. Like, it is full of freaking flavor. This one has like vanilla. I smell a little bit of like honeysuckle, a little bit of orange, some fruity like spring-like flavors. And then it goes into these darker notes on the nose, some almonds. It reminds me of this, actually, it really does remind me of this. When I was a kid, my mom used to make these pastries and they would have like almonds and like little like berries and cream cheese on them, and it smells like that. Except instead of the berries, it smells like you put in some like oranges. It smells fantastic on the nose. And you do know that it's a rye. Like, you can smell those rye notes, some of that baking spices, but it really does smell like a dessert in the glass on the nose. Now let's taste this. Wow, that's rich. It's full of flavor. Right up front, it hits you with some of those similar notes that you get on the nose. So a little bit of that vanilla, a little bit of that honeysuckle, those sweeter baking notes. And then I'm also getting this like yogurt covered raisin. Have you ever had those? Those are freaking good. But it kind of reminds me of a yogurt covered raisin. And then I get like a little bit of orange, like orange herbal tea note. Not herbal tea, but like there's this orange Constant Comet tea that I really like. No, that's the cinnamon one. What am I thinking of? There's this orange spiced tea that makes me think of this, like on the mid palate. And then it goes into these darker notes. Like, you get some like tobacco, you get some like sweet, fruity, I can think of it like a fruit burst. Yeah, a little red fruit burst. That finish really does go on, and I like that because it gives you this like really deep, complex flavor, like really rich, deep, complex flavor of like some cherries and some tobacco. And I'm sure that's the wine influence in this, some of that cherry wine flavor that I get out of it, but it's not drying, because sometimes when I think of a wine finish, it makes me think it's gonna dry out my palate and it's gonna be like in the back of my throat, but I do not get that out of this one. This one actually gives me like a nice oily finish, and I really, really enjoy it. It's fantastic. And what I think it would be great with is a Connecticut cigar. So if you're a fan of cigars, I think I would pair this one with a Connecticut. Honestly, in my opinion, I would pair this one with a Johnny Tobacco Knot. Those are some of my favorite cigars right now. The Room 101 Johnny Tobacco Knot, or like an Oliva Connecticut. Those are fantastic too. Whatever you want to pair it with, that's up to you, but I think it would go well with a Connecticut because it has a lot of that really rich flavor and some of that spice, and the creaminess of the Connecticut would go well. So that's my opinion on that. Now, let's talk about my score before I get rambling on about something else. My score on this one is going to be 3 corks out of 5. I think that's a great score for this. And actually, I think this is much better. Not much better. Actually, I think this is better than last year's release. Last year's release, again, was the 6 year. This one is the 8 year, and I think that extra 2 years has a little bit more like roundness. It tastes less sharp. It's fuller bodied, and it just gives me more pizzazz. I like it better. I actually tried it right before this, so I like it better. 3 corks out of 5. All right, now let's talk about the price of this bottle. This one comes in at $89.99. So it is an 8-year rye, under $100. So I know a lot of people like to say, okay, $10 per year, that's $80. This is finished in the Tokaji wine casks. So the Tokaji wine casks, I'm sure that finishing is more expensive. So $90 is probably a good fair price for this bottle. For me, I would buy this at $90 because I really enjoy it. I think it has fantastic flavor. Again, I would really enjoy smoking it with a cigar. I would really enjoy drinking it with a cigar. So that just fits my palate. But if you don't necessarily like wine finishes, or you're not a fan of something like a little bit sweeter, or you don't like rye or whatever, this might not be your jam. But for me, $90, a good price point, and I would buy this. So that's my thoughts on this bottle. Let me know if you're a fan of Penelope, because I know a lot of people love Penelope, as do I. Let me know if you're gonna go pick this bottle up, or if you have picked this bottle up, or if you got last year's. Curious to hear what everyone thinks. And that's all I've got for you today, so I hope you guys have a fabulous day. I'm Dara, I'm your average drinker, and I'll see you next time.